Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back to talk about all of the fragrances that I wore last week. So I've got quite a few. I'm gonna jump right in. So the first one I wore is this one here. This is Gale Invite Only Amber 23. And I think the numbers, I think somebody told me, or I think I read that the numbers where it says like Musk 12 or Amber 23 is like how many formulations they went through or how many times they had to tweak it before they came to the final formulation. So I guess they redid this perfume 23 times until they finally felt like they got it right. This is beautiful. This reminds me, it's very similar to Hermes Ombre Narguilé or Ombre de Alexandrie from Boucheron. It's very much that kind of an amber, but the Gale one has oud in it, and it's so beautiful. So it's a little bit more woody smelling. It almost reminds me of the Sultan Noir from Pascal Morabito that I picked up if you added some sweetness to that one, because that one has a really beautiful oud note in the base as well, but it's just not quite as sweet as this is. I love the lids to these perfumes. The lid, I don't know, the lids just remind me, I'm gonna put it on my finger like a crazy weirdo, but the lids just like, I don't know, they kind of remind me of a pretty drawer pull or something. They're super cute, very pretty. But anyways, yeah, really beautiful. Kind of spiced, sweet, amber, but this one has a really beautiful oud note in the base. This just does not perform well at all on me. I was hoping that because this one was kind of a heavier kind of scent, I was really hoping that this one would actually perform better than, but I'm telling you, none of the Gale fragrances last on me at all. They all perform so terribly on me, and I wish that wasn't the case. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just work through this, and this is not one that I will pick up a full bottle of. It's sad, it just doesn't perform well. None of the Gale fragrances perform well on me, and I've had this one for quite a while now. It's definitely 8-ish months old probably, and yeah, because I think I got this last spring when Sephora was doing the like spring VIB sale. So I've had it for almost a year, and it's not like changing in a way that is making it perform better. So anyways, kind of a bummer, but it is a beautiful fragrance, and I really do enjoy it for like the hour that I can smell it. So anyways, that is that is Gale Invite Only Amber 23. All right, next is this beauty. This is an Al Haramain oil. This one is called Al Haramain Musk Orchid. This was sent over by beautiful Sandy, and this, oh, I knew I loved it out of the bottle, but man, this one is so good on skin. And this is actually a dupe for Carolina Herrera Good Girl. And normally I really, really do not like Carolina Herrera Good Girl, but this oil is everything that I wanted Good Girl to be. This is a little bit sweeter than Good Girl. It's way smoother. It doesn't have that kind of sharpness that Good Girl has. This is Good Girl, but with all of the edges rounded out. There's nothing, all the things that I don't like about Good Girl are not in this oil, if that makes any sense. It's an amazing oil. It lasts forever. I put this on, I want to say it was about 5 o'clock in the evening. In fact, I think I wore it the same day that I sprayed the Gale Amber on, and when it wore off, I went ahead and put this on. And I kind of use this as my bedtime fragrance, so it was earlier in the evening, I want to say like 5 o'clock in the evening, and I just went ahead and put this on. It's what I went to bed in, and I could still smell it very strong when I woke up the next morning on my pajamas. So anyways, yeah, beautiful fragrance, and this is really inexpensive, and it's such a good one. If you are a Carolina Herrera Good Girl lover, oh my goodness, I think you would like this one. It's way, way better than Good Girl, in my opinion. So anyways, that is Al Haramain Musk Orchid. Beautiful. I think you can find this on FragranceNet for really inexpensive. Okay, and then next I wore Estero Indigo Boy. I wore this, what day did I wear this? I wore this on a day that I really just needed to feel like comforted and cozy. Last week was not a good week for me. Like I had a bad mental health week last week. So you're gonna see a ton of like comforting, cozy fragrances for me because I needed them. So I was leaning on my perfume heavily to keep me in a good state of mind. And this, oh my gosh, I love this fragrance so much. This is a patchouli. It's like, I don't know if it's like Egyptian musk and patchouli or what, but it's a patchouli, but it's like there's a cleanliness to it, there's a brightness to it in the top, and it's a patchouli that doesn't dry down to smell like a hippie patchouli. Gosh, it's so amazing. I love it. It's so cozy. It's so comforting. It's perfect. You can wear this any time of year, but it is perfect for cold weather. And it's amazing. It's an amazing patchouli. I love it so, so much. And yeah, I wear this. It's one of my comfort fragrances. So anyways, that is Indigo Boy from Estero. Okay, next I wore this one here. This is Guerlain, Mon Guerlain. This is the EDP formulation. I just did a video and I talked about this in it and I could not put this away until I wore it. I love this perfume so much and this thing is such a beast on me. Some people say that Mon Guerlain just doesn't last on them at all, which is so sad. I really need to get my nose on the intense version. I've heard nothing but incredible things about the intense version, people saying it's just so, so good. I love this. It's vanilla and lavender, and oh my gosh, it's so good. Vanilla, lavender, it's got like a fern note in it, which is really weird, but I don't know. It's very distinctive smelling. Mon Guerlain is definitely a very unique smelling fragrance. I know there are other perfumes out there where people have duped Mon Guerlain, but as far as like anybody else making an original fragrance that smells like Mon Guerlain, I've not smelled one yet. I just love it. I'm such a lavender fan though. I'm such a fan of lavender. I love lavender and vanilla, lavender and orange blossom, lavender in anything really. I am just such a huge fan of lavender and I love this because this is sweet and cozy and warm and it just puts you in this beautiful, like fuzzy, warm, cuddly scent cloud all day. And it's an absolute beast on me. Mine is quite an old bottle. Somebody sent this to me. I need to go ahead and look up the batch code on this, but you can tell it's an old bottle. The lid has turned brown from where the vanilla has just aged. You can see how dark the liquid has gotten, and it's a beautifully aged bottle of Mon Guerlain. And I treasure it. I treasure it because it's so beautifully aged and just perfect. It's perfect. I love it. So anyways, yeah, that is Mon Guerlain, another one of my like cozy, comfy comfort scents. Okay, and then we had a day last week where it got up to like 67 or 68 degrees. I mean, it was like downright warm outside. It felt like a beautiful spring day. And on that day, I pulled out this baby. This is Kim Kardashian Fleur Fatale. I was having a rose day that day. I love this perfume. Oh my goodness. It's such a beautiful, bright, clean, fresh, slightly sweet, delicate rose fragrance. It reminds me of, anytime I smell this, I think of delicate little tiny pink rosebuds and beautiful peonies. That's what it smells like. It's beautiful. It's slightly green. It's light. The only problem with this one is it just does not perform well at all. I think I was able to smell this for maybe an hour before it completely wore off. I ended up just having to spray something else on that day, but I do enjoy it for the little amount of time that it hangs around, and I am crazy for this bottle. I just think that the bottle is so beautiful. This like white rose bottle, I just think it's stunning. Kim Kardashian, some of her fragrances are just like slam dunk fragrances. Some of them are so well done. This is one of them. It smells so good. It's just not very good quality. I say that, yeah, it's really not very good quality. You can tell that it's not made with the best materials. That's why it doesn't last long at all, but it smells so good. I do love it. And it's really inexpensive, so I don't mind that it's, you know, not the best quality in the world. But some of her, like, I'm about to do another best quality fragrances in my collection. And spoiler alert, you guys are going to see a Kim Kardashian fragrance because it is so good. One of my beautiful subscriber friends reminded me about what an amazing perfume that is, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, that does need to go in my part 2. But yeah, some Kim Kardashian fragrances are just amazing, and this is one of them. So that is Fleur Fatale from Kim Kardashian. Okay, next I wore this beauty. This is my Gale Hayman Delicious Vanilla fragrance. I really want to get Delicious Amber. I think it's called Delicious Amber. I really want to pick up the original Delicious. There are so many fragrances from this house that I want to get my nose on because I just think that they're gonna be good. I did pick up Hot Pink, not Hot Pink, I'm sorry. I can't remember. It's the one that was in like the light pink bottle, but it smelled exactly, almost exactly like pink sugar. So I ended up decluttering it because I don't need another pink sugar in my life. But yeah, I am so interested in smelling more from this house. But anyways, this is Delicious Vanilla. This smells very, very much like the original formulation of Warm Vanilla Sugar from Bath & Body Works, which I absolutely adore. I want to make myself throw this lid away because the lid, number one, it's ugly, and number two, it smells really bad. It smells like a really chemically plastic, which then transfers to your sprayer. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't disperse that smell onto you, but when I go to actually smell my perfume, I smell that chemically plastic, so I have to like smell through it to remember what, you know, the actual perfume smells like. But oh my gosh, it's so good. If you like Warm Vanilla Sugar, that kind of warm, I think the original formulation of Warm Vanilla Sugar was like vanilla and sandalwood. It's kind of got this, it's like a warm blanket is the kind of feeling I get from Warm Vanilla Sugar, is like this warm blanket. Yeah, but I can't make myself throw this lid away because I don't really like perfume bottles that don't have lids. So yeah, I just keep it because it's like, you know, it's part of the whole aesthetic of this bottle, even though the bottle is way prettier without the lid. I just wish I had a different lid. But anyways, yeah, I love this. It's amazing. It's one of my comfort scents. I love layering this over my vintage Warm Vanilla Sugar body lotions that I have. And it just makes me so, so happy and keeps me very comforted all day. This one, I don't want to say it's like a beast. It's not a beast as in that it's going to project for very long. It'll project for the first couple of hours, and then it does start to wear quite close to the skin. And I usually get about 6 hours out of this before I would need to reapply. I think I just ended up reapplying something else that day, but yeah, you'll get about 6 hours out of it. If you can find these for a good price, I would definitely look into them because I just think I just feel like these, for the money, these are like really nice perfumes. And I really want to get my nose on the original Delicious because I have a feeling it's going to lean a little bit vintage. And I don't know, I'm obsessed with vintage smelling fragrances. They're just some of my favorites. So anyways, that is Delicious Vanilla from Gale Hayman. Okay, next, you guys are really gonna see how like literally everything I wore last week was a comfort fragrance for me. So next I wore my Untamed Mevlana. It was, again, one of those days that I needed to wear one of my comforting fragrances. So yeah, I wore Mevlana. It's one of my favorites. I went down to see my mom and I wore this, and I think I wore this because anytime I have to like leave my house and be away from home for any period of time, even though I'm going to my mom's house, which is comforting in itself, but anytime I have to leave the house and I'm going to be gone like most of the day, I always make sure that I wear a fragrance that is going to be a beast and is going to project for, you know, the entire time I'm gone, and Mevlana fits the bill. This thing is an absolute beast and it projects the entire time you're wearing it. And I absolutely love this. This is everything that I love in a perfume. This is rose and Turkish coffee, and it's got a vanilla powdered sugar note in it. It's got Greek mastic in it. I think it's got a little bit of tobacco in it. It's amazing. It's just an amazing fragrance. It makes me happy. It's super cozy and comforting. I adore it. I absolutely adore it. It's one of my favorite fragrances on the planet. I could not live without this. And yeah, you guys can see I have made some decants for people, but man, I have hit this hard. I've only had this for a year too, and for me that is so much perfume. Again, I have made a couple of decants, but not like huge decants. I mean, we're talking like, you know, a 3 ml decant here or there. Oh my gosh, but I love it so much. So anyways, that is Untamed Mevlana. Okay, next I wore this beauty. This is Swiss Arabian Shag Half Oud, and oh my gosh, I love this perfume so much. This is basically a dupe of Oud Bouquet, but I love it so much more than Lancome Oud Bouquet. It's smoother, it's a little bit sweeter than Oud Bouquet. The oud is a better quality oud than the one that you find in Oud Bouquet. And I absolutely adore this. This is a fragrance that I just talked about in my highest quality. I wore this before I filmed my highest quality perfumes in my collection video. And I wore it because I just started craving it out of the blue. Like I just wanted to smell like this. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. It's an absolute beast. This thing it will project the entire time you're wearing it, and you will be able to smell this until you wash it off. So 24 hours or however long until you take a shower, you're gonna smell like Shag Half Oud. It is incredible. So I've had some people tell me that this has been reformulated, and that if it doesn't have the I don't know what language that is, and I don't want to be offensive. Is it like Arabic maybe? That the one that doesn't have the Arabic or whatever, the Middle Eastern language on the front, that it's not good anymore if it doesn't have the, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't get it to, I can't, because it's so reflective. Let's see if I can, yeah. So that if it doesn't have this on the front, that it's not, that it's been reformulated and it's not as good. So I don't know, but oh, I would hate that if that is the case, because this is such an incredible perfume, and if they reformulated it and watered it down, I will be so sad. Let me know if you have a bottle that doesn't have the Middle Eastern writing on the front, and if you do, I would love to know if it's good, if you think it performs well. I would love to know your thoughts about it, if any of you out there have a bottle that's newer and doesn't have the Middle Eastern writing on the front. So anyways, that is Swiss Arabian Shag Half Oud. Next, I wore a couple of my Dreamhouse Ikiryo fragrances that were just sent over, the samples. So the first one I wore is Crestfallen, because I am obsessed with this fragrance. And it's so funny because it wears completely different than how it smelled when I just sprayed it on paper. When I sprayed this on paper, it reminded me of a chocolate orange. It doesn't have chocolate or orange in it at all. So Crestfallen is just chai, masala chai, and carnation. And it is so, so good. Oh my gosh, you guys. I can't even tell you. And I love the name. Crestfallen is just like one of my favorite words in the world. I think it's a beautiful word. And I'm obsessed with this perfume. It is an absolute beast, monster of a fragrance. I mean, you guys can see how much of this sample I have left. Usually when I have like a 2 ml sample of most other perfumes, I have to spray on at least a ml of perfume to get me through an entire day. I think I put on, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 sprays of this, and I smelled like this until I took a shower the next day. It's an absolute beast. The quality of these fragrances are just, they're on another level. The quality of the materials, that's why they last and perform so well. That's why they're so fragrant and they're just so good. They're so good. So yeah, that one is called Crestfallen. It lasted forever, performs amazingly, it smells so good. It was so warm and comforting, and again, everything that I needed in a perfume last week because I was just having a rough week. And this is one of the perfumes that like saved my life. So anyways, that is Dreamhouse Ikiryo Crestfallen. And then the second one, this is the one that came without a label on it. And Vincent, the owner of Dreamhouse Ikiryo, he messaged me on Instagram with the notes of the ones that I didn't have the notes for. They're the new fragrances that are coming out, which I'm gonna give you guys all the details on those. In fact, I'll put it on the screen for you because they are going to be launching, I believe, right around Valentine's Day. And he's also going to be having an amazing sale right around Valentine's Day as well. So yeah, I think he's gonna be doing like a buy one, get one free or something, which is insane. If you guys are interested in this house, you have to hit that sale because you're not ever gonna find fragrances this caliber for that price. I will definitely be partaking in the sale. But anyways, this one, I cannot for the life of me remember what the name of this one is. My daughter's got my phone, so I can't look on I can't look at Instagram and see what he told me. I want to say it's like Blushing Dawn. I want to say it's going to be called Blushing Dawn or Blushed Rose. But basically, this is rose and watermelon. Just rose and watermelon. And when I tell you that this fragrance is a masterpiece, it is an absolute masterpiece, and I cannot believe that it is only 2 notes. It smells like a complex, beautiful perfume, and this thing is nuclear. It is absolutely nuclear. So we had a couple days last week that were kind of warm, and in fact I wore rose fragrances on both of those kind of warm days. And the second warm day, this is what I wore. And I was in heaven all day long. This would be like a perfect signature scent. I almost don't have words for these perfumes. I seriously almost don't. And I'm never like speechless. I'm never made speechless by perfumes because, you know, I smell tons of perfumes all the time. I love fragrance. I love most fragrance, to be honest, but every once in a while, some fragrances will come along that for me are just like mind-blowing, and this whole house, that's how they are for me. They almost leave me speechless. And I can't believe when he said that this was just rose and watermelon, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even comprehend that because it smells, I mean, you could tell me this had like 20 notes in it and I would, well, no, it maybe not 20 notes, but you could tell me this had like 8 or 10 notes in it and I would completely believe you. But anyways, it's so good. It's absolutely nuclear. It is a perfect, you could wear this all year round, any time of the day. It's perfect. This would be an amazing signature scent. In fact, if I had a signature scent, this would definitely be a contender for being a signature scent because it is so good. So anyways, that one is called, I will of course have the name of this on the screen for you. I think it's called Blushed Dawn or Blushing Dawn, or I think it's one of those two. So anyways, that one from Ikiryo. And yeah, as the sale gets closer, I will remind you guys because I'm not gonna miss it. I know you guys don't wanna miss it. To be able to pick up those fragrances for that price is just gonna be, and one of these days, I want to slowly add every single one of his fragrances to my collection. It's just a house that I want. In fact, I would sacrifice 90% of my current collection for those, for sure. Okay, next we have this one here. This is Yes I Am Delicious. I think this is Yes I Am Delicious. This is the one that has a chocolate note in it. It reminds me of a Tootsie Roll. It's funny because I was trying to think of what smelled so familiar to me in this, and that's what it is. It smells like a Tootsie Roll because it's so sweet, and then it's got that chocolate note, and it is like an artificial chocolate. Do not get me wrong. It is not like a super high-end smelling or like a super high quality smelling chocolate. It is definitely more of like a synthetic. I mean, it straight up smells like a Tootsie Roll. That's exactly what it smells like. Because it's like, if you can imagine the original Yes I Am, it smells exactly like the original Yes I Am, but if you added a chocolate note to it. So because the original Yes I Am is so sweet and such a kind of fun, over-the-top kind of smelling fragrance, just imagine adding like a synthetic chocolate note to that, you get straight up Tootsie Rolls. And that's exactly what it smells like, Tootsie Rolls. And I love it. I love it. This is not, I wouldn't be able to wear this one like every day the way that I could wear the original Yes I Am, because it's, you kind of have to be in the mood for this kind of a fragrance. But this is gonna end up being a Halloween fragrance for me because it smells like Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls always remind me of Halloween because I remember when I was a kid, like in the 80s, and we would go out trick-or-treating, we would come home with a sack full of basically Tootsie Rolls because everybody gave out Tootsie Rolls in the 80s, or Tootsie Roll Pops. So yeah, this is gonna end up being one of my Halloween perfumes for me because it reminds me of Halloween and I love it. So yeah, super fun fragrance. Doesn't last very long for whatever reason. Even the base, which is totally the original Yes I Am, and the original Yes I Am is Nuclear on Me. That fragrance lasts, I can get 10, 12 hours out of it easily. This one, for whatever reason, does not hang around that long. It just doesn't last well. It just does not perform as well as the original, but it's still such a fun fragrance. And there are definitely days that I want to smell like a Tootsie Roll. It makes me happy. So anyways, that is Yes I Am Delicious. Okay, next I wore this one here. This is Clinique My Happy Cookies and Kisses. This one it's kind of a strange fragrance. When you first spray it, it's got this kind of bright, almost like a citrusy, but then it starts to dry down to smell kind of like By the Fireplace from Replica. But it's not nearly as woody. It's not as strong or as rich smelling. It's like a really light, citrusy version of By the Fireplace. I don't know, I really like it. Unfortunately, these Clinique My Happy fragrances last all of maybe 30 minutes on. They're terrible. The quality is just not good at all. In fact, I'm about to do the lowest quality perfumes in my collection, and you will see this because it is one of the worst performing and just worst quality fragrances in my collection. Yeah, it's just not good. But I love it. I enjoy it. I just treat it like a body spray. And if you go into it with that mindset, then it's not super upsetting when you can't smell it after 15 minutes. In fact, I think I have body sprays that actually perform better than this. But it is cozy and comforting and fun, and I love it for the little bit of time that it lasts. This will probably end up in my project pan for this year because I need to just go ahead and work through it because it just isn't great. So anyways, that is Clinique My Happy Cookies and Kisses. And then last but not least, I wore this beauty. This is Atelier d'Or's Lune Feline, and I adore this perfume. This is the warmest vanilla fragrance that I have in my collection because it is vanilla and so much cardamom. So much cardamom, it's insane. But the vanilla is a really, really deep, rich vanilla that can compete with the cardamom. So it really is this beautiful marriage of warm, strong, spiced cardamom and this really beautiful, deep, rich, dark vanilla. I love it. It's one of my favorite vanillas in my collection. I forget that I have this fragrance though, and I don't end up wearing it as much as I need to. This one's gonna live out for a while though. I'm gonna put a bigger dent in this winter because it's perfect for winter. It is the perfect like cozy winter scent. It is an absolute beast. This one you'll smell this for 10 hours at least. It's so long lasting and such amazing quality. In fact, I'm about to do a part 2 to my the highest quality fragrances in my collection, and you will definitely see this because it's amazing in every way, in composition, in quality of materials, in performance, in everything. And there is a direct correlation between the quality of materials used and how a perfume performs, for sure. But yeah, this one is amazing. I love it, and it warms me. It warms my heart. It's wrapping a warm, fuzzy blanket around me. So anyways, that is Atelier d'Or's Lune Feline. And that is gonna be it, guys. Those are all of the fragrances that I wore last week. I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.